Hello all and welcome to Wow Crochet. My name is Mary and I'm smiling because guess what we're working on today, guys? They're gorgeous infinity scarf. It is simply gorgeous, simply soft, simply chunky and simply easy. And you know what? I must be crazy because I'm going to try it on for you in this very hot weather of ours in Melbourne, Australia right now. So I'm going to pop it over the head like so. You can wear it long like that in front, or you can wrap it up over your head and wear it nice and chunky like that. It is beautiful. You can wear it as a chunky scarf, or you can wear it down long ways as well. So there you go. Guys, I'm not going to talk too much because obviously my tutorials, they will go for a long time. You guys know that already. But I'd like to call this the very first of our last minute Christmas gift ideas for 2020. So thank you so much for watching, guys. Enjoy making your gorgeous infinity scarf. Ciao. Alrighty guys, the yarn we're using today is Fiddlesticks. Now you may have seen me use Fiddlesticks yarn recently with our Convivial Cushion, which we are still in the middle of, and we still need to finish off our final part. But you may have seen me use this particular yarn. It is an anti-pilling yarn. Yours truly does have the superb big for this particular piece. Now the Convivial Cushion is an 8-ply yarn, which is a number 3 overseas. The super big would be more like, I don't know, 14, 12, 14, 16 ply. I know it's super big and it's really chunky. And the hooks, let's see, the hook size it calls for is an 8mm hook, but yours truly is going to use the 9mm hook. Okay, only because I wanted a nice soft fluffy feel about it, and I just wanted it a bit more loose and fluffy, and that's what happens when you use a larger size hook. And you will need your scissors, you will need your stitch markers, and you will need that darning needle just for 2 ends or more if your skeins are small and you need to tie on extra ends. All right, so we need to start off by forming a quick slip knot, and that's just grabbing your tail end, wrapping it around your finger once and twice, holding it there and holding it there. Pass your back loop halfway over, hold it there. Pass the other loop all the way over, grabbing your hook and popping it in. Okay? All right. We're going to start off with chaining 110. So chain is yarn over your hook, pull a loop through once, yarn over twice, and 3 times, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, so what I would like for you to do now is chain on the rest of your chains. You're looking at another 100 now that you've done your 10. Meet me back here and get ready for the first row. Alrighty guys, here's my 110 chains. Now, to make sure that that fits, what you need to do is just pop it together with your fingers like that. Cross it over like that. And then you've got your 2 like that. Pop that around your head, right? Does it see how loose it is? Pop it around your head and that will be the right size. If you find that it's too tight around your neck now, then I would chain up another 10 chains, all right? But I'm gonna leave ours at 110. This is quite loose and it's a very stretchy yarn. And not only that, because I've used a larger size hook, it's going to stretch even more, all right? All right, so not necessary for you to chain up another 2 or 3, but if you want to, you can. Again, it doesn't matter. Just make sure that whatever stitches you have in our row that we're about to do now, that you have the exact amount of stitches at the end of your infinity scarf, all right? All right, before we go on, I just wanted to explain, a lot of people when they do infinity scarves, they join it on a slip stitch there and then they work in the round. And then what happens is if you don't have your chains straight enough and you accidentally turn it the wrong way, it's on crooked, you get to the end of the row, you realize it's crooked, you have to take the whole thing undone. So I do it a lot easier this way, and I make it easier for newbies, and I make it easier even for myself. where I'm just starting with a double crochet. So yarn over your hook, skip 1, 2, and in that third chain, which I can see nice and tight there, you're popping your hook in there first, and that's just through the one loop only. Pull a loop through like so, and you've got 1, 2, 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over, pull through the first 2, yarn over, pull through the last 2 before you go on. Grabbing your stitch marker, popping your stitch marker in your stitch there, and that is, if it's not splitting like mine did, that is between the 2 loops right there. Okay, so that's where we're going to slip stitch into at the end of our round. Okay, in the meantime, all you're going to do is yarn over your hook, and you are actually in this stitch here. You're going to go right into your very next stitch, which is there, like so, and do another double crochet. 1, 2, 3, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through the last 2. Then let's bring this out a bit so you can see. You're going to do it again in the very next chain. And this is how basic this row is going to be. Very, very basic. A little bit awkward for me over the camera. I'm struggling to see here. It's easier when you're using a smaller hook and thinner yarn. When you're using a thicker hook and really thick yarn, it's hard to see everything. And that is all you are doing in this row. Super duper easy. And it's already extremely thick. Let's have another look. Look at my yarn. Don't ask me how that happened. Oh dear, I'm doing well. Okay, so there you go. That is what you are doing, and that is actually the main stitch you will use in crochet, the double crochet stitch. How cool is that? I know, pretty gorgeous. So what I want you to do, I want you to head off on your own, continuing in that stitch, double crochet stitch, all the way across your chains. Whoops, not that far. Get to the last couple of stitches and I'll meet you up. Alrighty, so here's my piece. It's really, really big. I'll pop a measurement up there right now, but that's pretty big. Alright, so let's move everything out the way. And I asked you to get to the last few stitches. I think it was the last 1 or 2 stitches. It doesn't matter. Not really sure what I'm up to. I think I'm on my second last, yeah. Alright, nice and close. Okay, so what we're going to do, see there's the last 2 stitches. You can tell because you can see that loop and that loop. So pop your hook in that second last stitch and do your normal double crochet there. And then you're popping your hook in that very last stitch right there with your double crochet. Now, see this little tail end you have here? That's going to help you out. If you didn't leave a long one like this, it doesn't matter, you can always add. Later, when we are ready, let me bring that out again. When we are ready to attach this side to this side, we're going to sew it up using that. But in the meantime, from here, what I would like for you to do, I've just brought it out a bit because I wanted you to see what I was doing. That's where we finished off right here. I've brought it down here. This is the top row that we are working on. This is our top row, and that's the underneath stitches that we did in the beginning, the chain ones. Okay, now all you're going to do is run your fingers along the top row. Okay, right along your top row right there, and there's your stitch marker. Okay, so you're facing your stitch marker to you like that. Okay, so now what you're doing, that stitch marker right there, you are popping your hook. Just make sure all your threads are behind you, like that. You're popping your hook in the top of that stitch. Then grab your thread from behind and pull a loop through like that. Let's just take that stitch marker out. You don't need it there anymore because you've already popped your hook. and you're looping everything through. All right, so that's where we are at the moment. We've taken our stitch marker out. All you're going to do is grab that loop and pull it through to the loop on your hook. Now it's really loose there. We want to make sure that's really tight. So it looks like that these two are together. They will be together. We're going to use this thread to sew up along here. And if you didn't leave a long enough tail, we'll just add one. So all you're doing later, not now, is stitching that to that. So you will have your infinity scarf in the round. In the meantime, what you're going to do, make sure that's nice and tight there. You're going to chain one, and in that same stitch, you're going to do a double crochet. Like you've been doing all along, pop your hook in, 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through the last 2, grab that stitch marker off once again. And this is not a very good stitch marker. I've used it in 3 tutorials and all 3 have split my yarn. So there you go. I'm sorry, just a little bit of trivia there. All right, so now we are going to start our second round. See these stitches are right here? These little V's you see? They are your stitches. Put your yarn over your hook. You're going to put double crochets in all those stitches. And you know a double crochet because you did them here. So yarn over your hook, pop them in those, through those 2 loops, which we call a V, pull a loop through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through the last 2, and you know how to do the double crochets, so just keep going in those V's all the way across the row. Now this is so super thick that it's not going to take us long to get to the end of our infinity scarf, truly. Alright, super duper easy. Super duper easy. Alright, so what I want you to do now, and you're there, keep going all the way across your side there. When you get to the last 2 stitches, meet me there and we'll start the row and then I'll show you what you're going to do with this little piece here, okay? Alrighty guys, here I am at the end of the row. It's super chunky now, isn't it? I'm loving it, loving it, loving it. All right, now I asked you to get to your very last 2 stitches, which I have, which is good. I'm thinking, did I do it? All right, let's pull that thread out the way there so you can see. So yarn over your hook, you're popping your hook in your second last stitch. Pull that loop through the first one and then the second one right there. Okay, and now what you do, and this is the repeat row from now on, the row that we just did, you're going to be repeating that row. So you slip stitch into your stitch marker. You can take that out if you like, if it's easier for you, which it is for me. Pull a loop through, pull it through to the loop on your hook, chain one, just giving it a nice tight tug, then popping a double crochet in that same space. And that's going to be the start of your row in every row you make. Grab your stitch marker and it's not a good stitch marker at all. I do not like this one. I think this is the last tutorial I use it in. And just pop your stitch marker in. I'm just going to pull up the loop for a minute as high as I can. The same with you too, because remember this first part that I said to you, get to the end of this round and I'll show you what to do with this bit here. Now if you didn't leave a long enough tail, which is probably my fault because I probably should have mentioned it, but I don't think I did. If you didn't leave a long enough tail, just thread some yarn in a needle, sewing needle, darning needle, whatever you want to call them. Now what you're going to do, leave that aside there, you're going to attach that to that, all right? And the first thing you need to do is, all right, that's the right side of your work and the wrong side is where your little knot is. All right, so you're going to pop your 2 right sides together like that. Okay, now your very first, you're already in this stitch, but what I want you to do, pop your needle in that space right there, pull it through like that. Pop your needle in an opposite stitch, but you need to grab 2 loops in there like so. All right, so you've got your 2 loops, pop it through the other side like so. and it's closing up shop. You're going to do that again only because I'm a little bit worried about the reinforcement just for this section here. All right, and just bring that over the top. We don't want it on the bottom, we want it over the top, like so. And then just pop your fingers or finger or whatever you want to do inside there, and you're literally going to go through each little loops and chains that you see on both sides of your infinity scarf, like so. Okay, now you're going to find another stitch. I'm just trying to remember where we are now. I might just pop it up through this little loop here, just so long as you are filling in the gap. Oops, make sure that you're that's it. And then you're going over to that little loop there. I think I might have split the yarn there, but again, that won't matter. And just find some spaces to fill. I think we're actually done. All right. So if you wanted to have a look at it, that's that side and that's this side. Now it's all done. This is your normal stitching. You don't have to do that. Just do yourself a little favor and weaving in and out of little ends that you see at the back, making sure the needle isn't showing from the other side. Oh, that's really tight. I don't think that thread's going to come out at all. So just weave it through, I don't know, 3 times, twice, different areas of course, because you don't want to unravel what you just did. Okay, that's really, really tight. I don't think I'll weave it in anymore. I think that'll do. This is the last one. There you go. That will do. Okay, so that's all you needed to do, and it's so much easier than counting chains and making sure it's on the right side. And whoops, make sure you pull that through the right way. And there you go. So now what you need to do, and I don't think I need to tell you, but let's just show you quickly. You need to do a double crochet in your very next stitch. And in case you didn't know this, you might need to do it in the next one. And your next, and your next, for 2.5 million rows. Exaggerating a little bit. All right, so what I would like for you to do, and this is the best part, guys, you're going to head off on your, oops, that's too far out. Head off on your own, continue your double crochet round all the way, get back here, slip stitch into the top of that stitch, and do it again, and again, and again, until you make 7 rows, or until you find that you've wrapped that around your neck twice and all of a sudden you're so comfortable that you don't need any more rows, okay? If you're not happy, just keep doing rows until the size you want. When you are at the size you want, get to your very last or second last stitch right there, and I shall meet you up and we'll talk about what's going to happen next. Alrighty guys, I completed 7 rounds, so altogether I have 9 rounds. I'm pretty sure I do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I have 9 rounds exactly. And the measurement that I have here is, and I tell you one moment, I can see it, I can tell you. It's about 18 centimeters or 7 inches. Now that is, it's just a rough guide right there. That's a rough guide for me. That doesn't necessarily mean that's good for your size. The average size is between 18 centimeters and 22 centimeters, or 7 inches and 9 inches roughly. So anything from 7 inches onward is fine. And the reason I'm not doing any more is because that's all I have. Talk about yarn chicken, that's all I have left. So I don't want to fuss too much. I'm going to stop at the 7 rounds that I've done. Oh, I better work quickly because the sun is going in. Oh. All right, so where I left off, guys, look at my big bruise on my hand. Oh dear, this is what happens when you're not careful. I knocked into something. I don't even remember what it was. Okay, sorry, I got distracted. All right, so here we go. And I asked you to get to the end of your last row, and I think I said the last 2 stitches. So I'm just going to finish off my very last 2 stitches right there. Oops. Well, that wasn't supposed to happen now, was it? Shh, you didn't see that, did you? I'm not doing well, am I? Alrighty, here we go. We're done. Now there's your stitch marker. You're going to pop your hook in that stitch, pull a loop through, pull it through to the loop on your hook. Let's just take that stitch marker out because it's annoying. Chaining one. Well, actually it's really pulling up a loop. Pull up your loop. And notice how I do a really long tail. It doesn't matter because I've already checked mine, but it's a good idea to give yourself a long tail in case you do that and then realize, uh-oh, I've missed 4 stitches over here. So I'm going to need more than a longer tail for 4 stitches, but there you go. All right, so that's exactly where we are. Now what we're going to do, we're going to weave that in. Oh, hang on, where am I? This is the right side. The side that we're working on, now let me explain that to you, is the right side. Okay, so we are working, this has been the right side all along, yeah? That is your wrong side, so what you're going to do, turn it over, grab your needle, your sewing, darning, weaving, whatever you want to call it, needle. That's not going to work for me, is it? It's because this yarn is so thick. Oh dear. And look what I did. Oh, don't you love it? Look, I left a long tail. Oh dear, oh dear. Can't take me anywhere. And I think that's okay now. Now we're good. All right, so now what I want you to do, have a look. This was the right side still, so turning it the wrong side, and if you want, just giving that a little bit of a stretch, making sure it's so even. It doesn't really matter because once you weave that in, nobody will be able to see it. All you need to do is find a spot that you can weave through the back. Okay, oh, this is not done very well. Here we go, here we go, here we go, there. Now we're just going to go down. I'm splitting the yarn, as you probably know. You don't need to do that. That's just me being a little bit fussy. You're only got to be careful with splitting yarn because sometimes you can see the split from the side, from the normal side. So try not to split too much. Yours truly does it often, and I shouldn't. Now, why do I split? Someone asked me that the other day. The reason I split is because, oh, I pulled that too tight. Now you're going to go the other way, by the way. You're going to go back the other way, different area, of course. Is the reason I split is because it is harder for it to come out once the yarn is split. So I go one way and then I go a different way. See, splitting that yarn, which I naughty shouldn't. I'm probably showing you the wrong way, and I shouldn't really be showing you this. It's a little bit naughty, just a little bit. And we're going to go back the other way in a different area, just making sure your needle, oh, it is coming out. Mine's coming out a little bit. Making sure your needle is not coming through the other side. See, I can actually see the needle. Can I see it? No, that's just me thinking I can see it. But there you go. All right. And I think 3 times is plenty. Okay. You probably don't even need to do 3 times. Yours truly is just very, very fussy in the area of weaving in ends. Ta-da! How gorgeous is this? Oh. And all we had to do was a double crochet stitch in the round. I mean, simply divine. I love, love, love. And you can wear it as a doubled up infinity scarf, or you can wear your infinity scarf as a very long, open, wide infinity scarf. It's a bit creased now, sorry. How's that? That's better. So thank you so much for watching, guys. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share and do all those wonderful things that you guys pretty much already do for me, and I'm so appreciative of it. Thank you very much. Don't forget to join us on our lives Wednesday afternoon at 4 p.m. and Saturday morning at 10 a.m. Melbourne, Australia time, and we can talk about all the projects that we are up to at the moment. Also, guys, this is the first of our last minute Christmas gift ideas for 2020, the infinity scarf. As you can see how gorgeous this is. Over the next week or so, I'll be popping up a few other tutorials that will help you out with small gift ideas, just in case you don't get time to go shopping or you've run out of cash for the year, as we all have, but have plenty of yarn in stock. You can make some gorgeous items for family and friends. Thank you so much for watching, and all I want to say right now is ciao for now.